What's happening, guys? I'm Curtis, and you're watching Left Foot First. Alright guys, these parts just showed up at the shop. I'm super pumped. Let's grab a knife and dig into them. So a bit of a pet peeve of mine is how much packaging they put around this stuff. Look at how much cardboard it took just to ship that little pile of parts. Alright, that's what we got. One of the big things, both literally and figuratively, is we got a fuel cell. So now we can start building the back half of the chassis where that's gonna live. We also, because I want my wife to be able to come with us on some drives, I bought a heater. Because she would not want to ride in that thing without a heater. So we got a heater, we got to figure out how to plumb that thing in. We got some hoses to plumb that heater in with. It looks pretty junky. I'll probably, in all honesty, I don't think I'll use any of it. Maybe the vents. I'll probably do all this out of like some stainless steel line or something pretty. But we'll hang on to it. Yeah, and then we got the two bars that we needed to complete the rear suspension. So these are the 14-inch bars. We already had two of them, plus like the heim joints and the bushing holders. But we needed 4, so I should have bought 4 the first time, but I didn't. So we got the 2 of those. We got these pretty trick little ball joint holders. So you screw a ball joint into there and whatnot. And these are for the front. These are for the top of the front spindles. Yeah. So we got 2 of those. We got some other ball joint holders. These are for the bottom control arms or lower control arms on the front. We got a couple different versions of those because I wasn't sure which one we'd need. And then in here, we got more bushings. Because the bushings that came with these bushing holders are just like they're almost plastic. They're like a nylon or something. And they're super crappy. And they have no real flex to them. So I found an energy suspension bushing. Yeah, energy suspension. Whatever that is, 9.9105R, whatever, that fits. It's a direct match to these, so we're gonna use these guys instead. They're a little bit softer, they're just a better material. So, oh, I got one more thing. I got these a while ago, but I didn't want to just show you guys one thing. So when we put the wheels onto the rear axle, they didn't fit around the chassis. They were too narrow. So that's because we narrowed the rear axle in order to fit the pinion in the middle. So we needed to widen it again, but evenly. So we got some pretty trick 1.5 inch wheel spacers from Spider Tracks. So these will go on, these will push our wheels out a little bit and give us the room that we need to fit them around the chassis. So yeah, so that's all I got tonight. Don't worry, I'm not gonna end the episode. We'll come back tomorrow night and maybe mock up some of this rear suspension stuff and actually get a start on doing the work, because I gotta go to bed. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, it's tomorrow. We don't have very much time today. We have probably 3 hours, maybe 4 worth of work time, and then that's it for the whole week. So today we're going to start by getting that rear axle situated, measure it all up, you know, front to back, left to right, up and down, get it where it wants to live at ride height. And then we're gonna start taking some measurements, maybe drawing up some templates out of cardboard for what our 4-link bracketry is gonna look like. Once I have it all drawn up, I can put it into SolidWorks, draw it up in 3D space, and then send those drawings out to get them CNC plasma cut. So that'll be nice to have some proper brackets cut rather than just messing around here with an angle grinder, getting them figured out. So first step, we're gonna take our SpiderTrax wheel spacers and mount the rear wheels. Now that we got the wheels and tires mounted, it's time for the boring job. I gotta measure up this axle, make sure it's centered and square and true to the world. So, let's do it. All the boring measuring's done. This is not perfect, but it's good enough for what we're doing today. Front to back, side to side, etc. So now we just gotta figure out where all these are gonna go. Change of plans. We're gonna try to run them between the frame rail and the tire. Alright, so the next step obviously is transferring this side piece, the side panel there, as well as those two in the back into SolidWorks and making them a little prettier probably. See that those back ones look hideous, just squares. But I'll make them pretty and then we'll get them all cut out and then it should be pretty cheap. So I think we'll just get them cut the way that they are and then tack them on and then run the suspension through all of its motions and make sure it all works. So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.